Good afternoon, hello, welcome to my channel everybody. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to begin your prediction reading for the 12th of September. Now I am here with my doggos today. I've got Sophie here with the tail wagging. She always talks with her tail. And I've got Sprocket over there collapsed. They both went to the puppy groomers and had their little nails, pedicure and all that done today. So they're a little bit tired. It's pretty exhausting getting, you know, a bit of a makeover. Look how white Sprocket is. He's so white. All right, I'll close my eyes. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe. Hit those like buttons, guys. Comment down below. You know I love hearing from you. And let's get started and see what comes up. I'm getting the CV virus, the gift that keeps on giving. Yes, I did say there could be another variant that they're going to like pluck out of the hat. They're showing me like this magician pulling a rabbit out of the hat. Well, yes, they can pull another CV virus out of the hat. What an amazing magic trick this is all going to be. Oh, and it is, isn't it? It's like a bloody ridiculous. I always talk about the illusions and the illusionists who do all their magic. Well, these government leaders are going to be pulling another variant out of their hat. Isn't that great? Oh my God. So that's what I'm getting. There's another magic trick coming. And God, it's not even hard for them, is it? And then the people will just whack their masks back on. I still see people wearing masks all this time after masks. You could take them off. People are still wearing them. Oh my God, I know you guys say, I can't understand what anyone's even saying when they've got their mask on. It drives me crazy. But I try not to go there. I'm trying not to judge people. And I'm letting them make their own choices as we want to have people respect our choices. So, yes, they could be pulling another CV virus out of the hat any day now. Oh, God. Jeez almighty. There's... Oh. Anyway, let's see where else we go today. Yeah, I'm getting like, we know London Bridge has fallen, which I never knew actually that meant that the Queen was sick and dying. I just kept getting that message like weeks ago, didn't I? But now London Bridge has fallen and we all know what that means now. I do too. They're getting that rebuilding of the bridge. So they're trying to put the bridge, they're trying to rebuild the bridge back up, which we know is Charles coming into power. So they're trying to build the bridge back up. I'm getting a lot in England and London and the UK, obviously. I'm getting that the economy is failing. Just like everywhere else, the economy is failing. This is global. This isn't just over there. But I feel like Charles is going to give this illusion. And he'll probably work with that Liz Truss, is it over there, that they're going to rebuild the economy. There's going to be this, they're trying to rebuild the bridge. And we know what the bridge is. It's between the little people and the elites. They're trying to give the illusion that this bridge is being built, but we know it isn't. Because it's probably like a drawbridge. Is that what you call them, where they go up? I think you had them in London or something, don't you? And they actually go up and they separate the elites and the little people, so you can't actually get to each other. So this is an illusion that they're building this bridge and trying to help the economy. This is, I feel, Charles and Liz Truss, they're working on pretending that they're rebuilding the economy to help the little people, and we know they're not. But that's why I'm getting this like bridge, because it's a bridge that can be separated. It can actually go up. It's not a normal bridge. It's a bridge that can divide, and that's what I'm getting for these areas. That's all right. We're all going through it with you. It's not just you guys over there. Don't worry. We're all here for you. We're understanding how this is going. We're all having the economic collapses. Oh God. Okay, let's see where else we go with this. I'm getting this visual of, it's like somebody's trying to yell down the phone. it's like someone's trying to get their message across down the phone, but they can't be heard. Oh, we know there's a lot of people that can't be heard. But I'm definitely getting this, like, it's like a one-way conversation. You know how it is when you say you're on your mobile, and sometimes you'll like pick up your call, but the other person can't hear you at the other end, and you can tell they can't hear, and you're going, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Well, that's what I'm kind of getting. It's like, and I would say this is for the people waking up, they're not being heard. Their messages aren't being heard. We know they're asking a lot of questions like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Can you imagine the questions they've got? But of course, it's not being heard because no one's picking up their voice on the other end because they've put them on mute. And that's what the government leaders have virtually done to the little people. They've muted them. They've squashed their voices and put them on mute. They've silenced them. They're not listening. They're not listening to the little people. We've known that for a long time. They haven't listened to the little people for a few years now. But now these people waking up are starting to realise that they've been put on mute and they don't really have a voice in any of this. So they're sort of shouting down the phone. It's showing me this angry person shouting down the phone, but they're not being heard. And there's like no communication. I think that's what the guides are actually saying too. There's no communication between these global leaders and the people. It's just like the global leaders are just virtually like saying it's our way or the highway, like it or lump it kind of thing. And these are the things that could probably cause these fight backs, I'm guessing. Let's see where else we go. I'm getting Sweden, Denmark, Munich. I keep getting Ireland. They're saying to me these areas are like a bridge. Oh, Sophie, they're so tired. Like a bridge over troubled waters. So these places, they're still maintaining like the bridge, which is represents their stability. But there's very troubled waters running beneath. It's almost showing me like the waters running beneath is like you've got turbulence, but they're showing me it's like when you get floods and all the things start floating down downstream, like furniture and all sorts of tires and all sorts of things. So there's all this like debris underneath the surface of these areas that I just said. So I am feeling that the bridges things haven't collapsed in these areas as yet, but I think they're heading that way. But there's a lot of turbulence under the surface, and I do believe that's around the people. And probably not just the people waking up, it's probably a lot of freedom fighters as well, because we're very sensitive and we can sense and feel when things are getting shaken up a lot, and it does sort of affect us. We get that ripple effect. It's like the tremor of an earthquake when things are very turbulent and it's got that sort of earthquake energy. We do feel the tremors of that. So I do feel those areas, they haven't lost their stability yet, but there's a lot of turbulence in the people underneath. It's a very chaotic energy in these areas. So you might get a lot of these fight backs. I keep getting these same kind of areas. There's a lot going on up around these regions. There really is. And I keep saying that maybe they're trying to roll things out. Martin, you've been saying a few things over there and keeping us in touch with Sweden. But there is a lot of things starting to happen. Like I keep getting Germany, Ireland. Oh, gosh. I mean, we know renewables are definitely. Look at the Netherlands. But I would say some of this might be around that credit scoring system. There's these feels like there's trials of how this is going to go and how are people going to react. So, we know what they're like. They're trialing. Well, they're actually trialing things. That's a miracle. They never trialed the jab, did they? As we all know here on my channel. Let's see where else we go today. Oh, Sophie. It's relaxed. Sorry, guys. I know. Lucky it's not smell-o-vision. Oh, my God, dogs. So, talk about choking. Oh, Sophie. Okay. Let's see where else we go. Hang on. Let's see where else we go. Never work with, what is it I always say? Never work with kids and animals. Oh, my God. All right. And the guides are saying it's funny how all these global leaders, they're like talking about them, you know, just coming together. And they're sort of showing me again that visual I had the other day of them around the table looking on their plans and their drafted maps and plans of how they're going to do all implementing everything, renewable cities, all the smart speed trains and all this stuff they're doing, blah, blah. But it's showing me that they're trying to outdo each other. We know they've got very big egos. We get it. But they're all being like mightier than thou. So they're all trying to highlight all the great things that they've done and how everything's going so efficiently for them. So it's almost like it's showing me these leaders. Maybe they've got a meeting coming up, but they're all blowing their own trumpet like, like, look what we've done. They're trying to get the attention on them. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But this is what I'm getting. They're all like, I say they're all competing, but they're all, it's almost like they're trying to stomp each other out with their own success. So they want, what's the word? They're wanting accolades is the word. They want to get the accolades for how well they're going with their rollouts and all this kind of stuff. That's what I'm seeing for these leaders now. They really are from their peers. These are from their fellow government leaders and the elites, not from the people, because I don't think they're going to get much from the people, especially not us. We ain't going to give them any accolades at I always talk about the red carpet rollout award ceremony. Well, I think we might just boycott the ceremony personally, but they're definitely wanting accolades from each other now, like, oh, I did this and I implemented this, and oh, we've already got that going in our country. Oh yeah, no, we've already got the credit scoring. Trudeau would be up there telling everybody about what he's got. So I'm getting this real ego accolades now. They're really competing with each other. Too many egos in one room. I mean, they don't even have to be in the one room. They can just all be on a Zoom call and they still compete. Oh, it's just so painful, this whole experience. It just honestly does not feel real, does it? I'm sure you guys have days where you go, is this actually happening? It was funny because today, like, we live a pretty simple life. And I know you guys on my channel, we always have a laugh and a giggle and we sort of joke around at a lot of this stuff. But, I mean, it is pretty serious stuff, isn't it? But today I saw this little kid walking along. I think it was even on a bike. I can't even remember. They were about 7 or 8 years old. And I thought, oh, it just took me back to when life was just so simple when we were kids and everything. It was so basic. You didn't even have to think of all this nonsense. And knowing where that's headed, where these leaders are trying to take everything, it's pretty damn overwhelming, isn't it? You just think, oh, those days of just that simplified life where you just had freedom, you know, it's just been taken for granted. And you sort of think, God, I hope we can get that freedom back. You really do. At the core of our being, I know you guys would feel the same way. You just want that freedom back and to be able to make your own choices and not be vilified all the time for all the choices that we make. Because it's just such a crazy experience where you do actually feel like you are in some sort of simulated game. I know you guys probably feel that way out there. High Vibe, Madman, Catherine, all of us. It feels like we're in a simulated game. It does, because it just does not feel real. Anyway, let's see where else we go. I'm getting this message, and this is for you guys watching my channel. I'm getting past, present, and future. Now, our lives, this is for you guys, are being put into 3 categories. We're being put into our past, we're being put into our present, and we're going to be put into our future. So this is like where we're heading. So they're sort of saying, this is who we were, this is who we are, and now this is who we're going to be. Let's see what else they go. And the significance is what the guides are saying is of our future, who we're going to be. See, everything we've done has been choices that we've had to do from our sort of emotional feeling places and understanding ourselves. And that's creating who we're going to be. And that's why we get these patches all the time put on our, I call them the Maverick, okay, out of Top Gun, or the Braveheart bikers jackets. We get patches put on all the time. It's almost like the guides. Oh, it's almost like the guides just keep acknowledging, I guess, all the things that we've gone through. They're showing me on the back of the jacket, I did talk about the Braveheart bikers and all that written around, and the picture they've just shown me now is of a mountain. The picture is of a mountain, because we have learnt, and like the guides always say, they raise us up so we can stand on mountains, by Josh Groban, that song, because we do see things from a very high perspective, meaning we use all our senses. We've managed to get to these, like, I guess you could say, the fifth dimension. We see things from a different kind of reality to a lot of these people who are still waking up. They're probably still just dragging their feet out of the third, maybe moving into the fourth way of seeing things, which is kind of maybe they're visually seeing things and they're starting to hear things, but I still don't think they're super great at listening to their gut feeling and their senses and the little messages they're being fed, because a lot of people are really scared of that side of themselves. They don't want people to think that they're crazy and a conspiracy theorist and all that. We know how that feels. That's not easy to navigate, is it? So we know a lot of these 3D people don't want to be seen like us. Oh, it's so funny, isn't it? It's just so funny. It's our normal though, isn't it? Like, we see ourselves as normal. Oh my God. But, you know, in their eyes, we're the wacko conspiracy theorists, tin hats, what is it, everything else, flat earthers, you name it. We get everything. So this is where they get torn now between where do they go from here? So I still feel like they're sort of moving through their experience, these people waking up. So that's what I'm getting. The guides have put the mountain on the back with the Braveheart bikers, and you know, we've earned all the little Maverick and oh God, what was the other one? It was useless to government. We've earned all these things, and we wear our like biker jackets with pride because we know we've stayed true to ourselves and our core beliefs, and that's what the guides are kind of saying. You know, that the guides do acknowledge our inner strength and that fortitude that we've had through this incredibly hard and difficult journey. But like I keep saying, and we've kind of found our freedom because it does show us on those bikes just with the wind like blowing in the hair, and we're just free. You know, it's like you think of guys that, or girls even, that go off on a bike ride like for the weekend. They usually head to the mountains, don't they, or somewhere like that, and they have a big weekend, a big biker weekend away, and they just unwind and they chill out and they just go cruising. Well, that's us, you know, that is us. And that's what the guys are saying. They just really want to acknowledge that we were, that it takes a lot of power and, what would you say? And I guess inner strength to really stay in your truth, because it really isn't easy. And that's what the guides are saying. Hang on a sec. And the guides are saying we don't do like fight or flight. We're way past all of that now. We're not fighting anymore. Sorry guys, my phone just went into low mode. We're not fighters. We stood up in the beginning and we probably did have a few little fights and arguments with people, but we stepped right away from that because we realized it was just falling on deaf ears. It was a waste of our own time and energy. So now we only take flight. So when the guides are saying we take flight, it's flight in a positive way. It's like the Mavericks that shoot off, take off from government, fly away, protect ourselves, get off the radar like the UFO. That's what we do. We just take flight now. And that's not hiding away. That's just to protect ourselves from being vilified, ostracized, targeted by government, although we're useless to government, so they don't really want us anymore. So we don't go into this fight or flight. See, we might find that a lot of these people waking up, they're probably in their fight or flight, which is the way that they react to things. And the thing is, they have to they have to fight back, or they have to take flight. And that would kind of make sense. I would say they're going to fight back first and then they'll take flight, like we kind of did. That seems to be the pattern, and that's kind of what the guides are saying. They might even start, as strange as that sounds, they might even start fighting amongst themselves. So I think there's even going to be a bit of division with these people waking up, because their anger and their pain bodies. Can you imagine just a heap of angry pain bodies just all mushed together? It's pretty volatile energy. Actually, I watched a football game. This is just an example. I watched a football game here yesterday. It was the who was it? Roosters and South Rabbitohs. And because we're in the semi-finals, I think it is at the moment, for the NRL football here. And oh my God, both teams played so hard football. There was like 7 people sent off the field. It was one of the most aggressive games I've ever seen of football. It was like really horrible. There was punches and fights and all in brawls, and it was so aggressive. People were getting concussed. There was knockouts, and that's just an example of that kind of anger energy rising. That just reminded me of it, because both teams were really angry. They were so worked up. I know people get worked up and passionate when they're getting to the pointy end of football, like the end of the season. But it was like extra aggressive. But that's what I'm kind of getting, that visual for all these people waking up. You've got a lot of this volatile, I talked about it the other day, the volcano erupting. Well, that's what you're kind of dealing with. That's why we have to take flight and just always kind of keep ourselves away from it. And that's what I'm highlighted this morning, is it's also about us not getting our pain bodies triggered, because we still have pain bodies. Just because we've dealt with a lot of emotions and things doesn't mean that we still don't have triggers and things. Some of these triggers we've had for a lifetime. We've just learned how to navigate them and soften them and manage them. But if someone else is in that state, it can really cause us to rise up and join them in that that anger or that hurt or whatever they're going through. So we've got to ensure that we stay in our very stable and safe place. I'll just see if there's something to close with today. Hang on. It's the guides. Oh no. The guides said they're trying to lift these people up now. Like, you know how the guides lift us up and raise us up so we can stand on mountains? Well, it said they're trying to raise these people up, but they're very topsy-turvy. Like, they're not sort of secure, these people. They're trying to raise them up, but their frequency's off, so they're kind of falling off the hands of the guides. And it's like this, the guides said they're kind of juggling them at the moment to keep them in a stable position. So they're trying to raise them up. Hang on a second. Hang on. So they are. The guides are like trying to support these people and help them to rise up into their power and their strength. Because they are. I talked about that phoenix rising. They are coming into that power and strength. But they're so battle weary that they could easily fall over again. And we know that. That's why it's so frustrating to hear that they might be working on another variant. Because we know these people would topple just like that. Not all of them. A lot won't. But because they're jab weary. But there's a lot that'll just go, oh no, is there? Oh no. And the mask will come out and all that again. So we know that they're struggling to really maintain that stability and get on their feet. So we've got to try and support them as well. Like the guides are saying, it's by spreading that information, droplets of info and things like that. I've actually had a couple of people today. It was interesting at the shops and that. A young guy, actually, a friend of my mate's that works in the supermarket, he actually was saying how, yeah, there's a lot of dodgy things happening in America, and he was actually quite worldly. So it was kind of like, wow, your eyes are really opened up. I mean, your eyes are open. I sort of was thinking to myself the whole time I was having a conversation. And look, people are very aware of the global elites starting to gain all the power. They are. People are talking about it. Let me know down below if you guys have experienced that. Share with us all some of your experiences, just to let us all know that people are starting to see this. I really believe that they are. But hopefully they don't pluck the virus out of the magic hat and Although we know that's got to be their intention, because why would you be building all these Moderna factories? You're not going to build them for no reason, are you? So you're going to have to get, you know, the big taking off of the big CV or some sort of V again. They won't try the monkeypox again, I don't think, because that was an epic fail, wasn't it? So, yes, it's going to be interesting to see what comes in the next couple of months. So keep sharing information, keep planting little seeds, because these people have a lot of doubt now. And we've just got to keep sort of not propping them up, but keeping them informed is probably the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'll say goodbye from my doggos as well who have collapsed. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like buttons. Let us know what you're up to down below. And I will talk to you soon. Bye from Australia. Bye, everyone.